All right, we are officially live. Hello, everybody. My name is Passion Nate. I'm here with my co-host, SycoticFatBoi. We're the Scrubs of Southtown, and we're going to be bringing you some very special guests today. I've got Giby and Hellpockets, two of the Game Goons. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Well, I'm Hellpockets, one of the Game Goons, founding members. I say that like there's so many, right? There's really only three of us now. And I'm also a bit of a esports personality, on-air talent. I used to compete. I got top 8 at a major once, and I also commentated Evo a couple times. That's it for me. That's
You commentated? I commentated Evo too. Whoa! What a coincidence! It's like everyone that's on Game Goons has commentated in Evo top 8 before for the King of Fighters. Interesting.
Yeah, man, it's a good circle.
That's beautiful.
Strange.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm Giby. Hi. You may know me as Manchest or Giby, either or Dr. SNK. Yeah, I'm old and I play SNK games, and my hands are bad. Hi.
I think that was probably the first thing I remember hearing from your commentary, actually, was you were like, don't get old and let your hands get all busted during the Combo Breaker 2019 thing.
Yeah.
I went back and watched a bunch of that footage. Sorry, little
Price
anecdotal
of success,
tangent.
man. You got to sacrifice something.
Yeah.
You got to sacrifice that. You take some meloxicam for arthritis, and then take some Voltaren, rub it on your hands. It helps for a bit.
You get that joint juice too. You can
Yeah,
buy that
that's-
at Costco.
Yep.
I take those one-a-days.
I take 2 one-a-days.
Oh
damn.
snap! You do 2-a-days?
Jesus, guys.
I learned from the NFL 2-a-days, right?
Like well below our 30s, and I feel like we're 60 already. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm getting
feel
old.
like I
too.
live
My
too
knees
long.
are going out. You living too long,
Well,
fat boy? That's
40s.
not right.
Yeah, dude, 30 years. I wish I was dead already.
You got plenty to live for, man. You gotta bring that Terry into 15, man, and start smoking people. Show SoCal's got a Terry now. You know?
Nah, the best Terry is Mr. KOF.
Well, you gotta beat him
Mr.
for that.
KOF?
So the best Terry in SoCal is Mr. KOF. The best Terry in NorCal is Hanzo Gonzo. The best Terry in the world is Hanzo Gonzo. Sorry, Mr.
Oh,
KOF.
there
You
you
got
go.
shit on Hanzo Gonzo.
Oh, dude, Zero Black's gonna be looking for you, man.
You know, I've actually never seen Hanzo play KOF. Did he play it like the beginning of it, or did he play it like a
So-
different iteration?
At the start of 14, he was the #1 ranked player
Oh, snap.
on online, and he beat every single person he played. He played what was it? It was Terry, Mama Haha, and filler character.
Love Heart?
Loveheart, yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't play Nakurudu. He played Mama Haha.
Yeah,
So there's
he
a
did not
difference.
play Knack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
And-
bird was a character.
Then they removed Mama Haha from the game, and that's it. He was sad.
He retired, yeah. I haven't seen him. Well, no, we had a couple matches like a little under a year ago, and it did not go so well. Not because it wasn't, I lost or anything. It was just because the connection was not good, despite him.
He beat your ass. Just tell the truth.
He did not.
He destroyed you. There's a clip of it.
Yo, there's evidence? Damn.
hmm
Oh my god! I was going to say it was underwater, so we didn't get the best situation. But always love playing Hanzo Gonzo. I should go crash his crib and make him play some 14 or maybe 13 if he's still down for that. Yeah.
I don't know if he plays 13, or he used to play 13.
Yeah, I played him once at Starbase, and I actually kicked his ass that time.
Is there evidence?
Gotta ask Harrison. Actually, Harrison would have the archive if there
All
is.
right, I'll hit up Harrison.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is, but I'll hit him up.
Just say Harrison, man. EX Gibby. Just say
EX Gibby?
He'll
Yo,
know
EX
who
Gibby?
said
There's
that.
an EX version?
It's NorCal Gibby.
Yeah, I want to see a picture of
Just imagine me with a Giants hat. It's gross.
it.
Terrible. That's what it is. It's a horrible sight. I'm gonna tell you that much.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's go into the kind of first thing I wanted to talk about today. So I know you guys have a lot of commentary experience through commentating Evos and other majors all across the world. I mean, I even think Hellpockets, you went to Japan to do Evo Japan, no?
Yes, I've been there twice now. Once to do King of Fighters 14, and then the second time to do Samurai Showdown.
Yeah, and so in that, I wanted to know if you guys had any tips or like advice that you guys can give to aspiring commentators and people trying to get up on the rise and stuff like that, especially for KOF in general, like things to look for that might be different in other games or anything like that.
Well, actually, Gibby and I, this is something that we talk about in the Goons Discord call constantly. in terms of what commentators need to do, not just for KOF obviously, but just what commentators need to do and what aren't they doing to get their names out there. And always at the top of the conversation is like have a reel ready at all times.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Tenno is run by Chris Egg, and Chris Egg is constantly just saying, hey, you know, I could sure use a reel right now since Evo's coming up, or since this other event that I'm running is coming up. He's always on Twitter asking people for reels. And you'd be surprised the amount of people that commentate that do not have reels ready to go, you know?
Yeah.
And I used to be one of those guys. Like they would say, hey, make a reel. And I'm like, what's a reel? You know? Mm-hmm. And then it would become crunch time and I had to put something together. And boy, have I laid some stinkers on you guys. I've gotten better about it, but the first couple times was really rough because I had like no idea like what I'm supposed to make, and I could easily just like, you know, ape somebody else's reel and put my own clips over it, which is, you know, there's actually nothing wrong with that whatsoever. If it's like super uniform and vanilla, but it showcases you and what you can do, that's really all they're looking for. So that's number one, make a reel. And Giby, you got anything you want to add to that?
Be yourself. Don't try to imitate Yipes, Hellpockets, Tasty Steve, Obama, Sajam. You know how many commentators out there try to sound like Sajam or try to be as witty and funny as the other names I mentioned? If you're not someone that does that, like me, I'm not. This is me on commentary. This is how I talk. I'm not going to go out and try to be Yipes. I'm not going to try to go be Hellpockets and lose my mind over something. Mm-hmm. It's easy to spot when someone's being fake. Mm-hmm. So that turns people off that are watching, and it doesn't sound natural. It's not good. So you want to try to focus on being yourself, actually knowing, not necessarily knowing the game that you're commentating, more so knowing, having commentary fundamentals. If you can commentate one fighting game, you should be able to commentate every fighting game. That's really how it goes. You just need to have a little knowledge in every game. King of Fighters, it's a fast-paced game. You need to know that you can jump, that EOD's in the game, and that Shunei is probably top tier. Those are the three things you need to know in 14 and likely 15. Try to stay focused on what's going on. Don't ramble. Don't like stick to one thing like, oh, hey, here's this one little technical detail that happened in that match and try to carry it on for a round or two. I'm guilty of that sometimes because I like that kind of stuff. Try to just keep up with the pace. Play off your co-commentator. Make sure you two are comfortable with each other. It's kind of hard at times because, like, if either of you were to commentate with Hellpockets right now, Hellpockets would essentially overpower you. He would speak and you would stop. That's generally how it goes. And it's not just because
verbal headlock.
Yeah, like it just happens, right? It's like, oh, this person has more experience than me. Let me just let them go. Or if someone's just more exciting, usually the co-commentator who's less excited will just like, oh, let me just let them go. And then they wait for them to come down. Yeah, it's try to be yourself, have fun, know the game, and don't be a dipshit on commentary.
Yeah, that's actually important, you know? Like, it's really easy to have a good time and do a good job on commentary. I think the hard parts about commentary is when you start getting in your own head and you're thinking, like, I really need to, like, you know, bust out of my cage right now. I need people to remember me for something. So I need to just nail this one-liner. I need to have that perfect moment to happen, and I just call it perfectly, right? And usually that don't happen, you know? Like, Don't Wake Daddy, it was literally like spurred a moment, and it happened, right? And now people can't shut up about it. I didn't set out
Tell them who are people, Chris.
Who are people?
Yeah.
Me.
It's hell in pockets, yeah. But yeah.
Other people bring it up all the time. I get tagged in threads about, hey, this is a great call, man. But anyway, the point is, though, is like something like that, really only happened and got captured at the perfect moment, and it was completely random as far as that moment happening. I mean, people probably don't remember this, but I was actually saying "Don't Wake Daddy" the entire weekend. Like, I was being a redundant little, you know. I wasn't being very creative with it, but that moment just kind of sold it perfectly. So no one remembers all the other times I said "Don't Wake Daddy" and it did not go over well, right?
Yeah, I get in my head all the time about, I have one where I just say he hit him with the CD's nuts, knocked him to the corner. I say that one a little too much.
Hey man, like, I don't even think like things that you like. You're gonna say things and you're gonna like think about it like a second afterwards, be like, oh man,
Yeah, all the
can't
time.
take that one back, right? But you got to own it, man. You got to
Yeah.
sell it, dude. You got to be confident in what you're going to say. And even if your co-commentator turns to you and says, what's going on in that brain of yours, you just got to be like, hey, man, watch the match. We're having a good time. But yeah, and to add upon that, you know, like Gibby said, be yourself, but that also means like stick to your style, you know, like you coming into commentary means that you think you have something to say that no one else does, or you have a way of presenting it that no one else has done it. No way, in a way like no one else has done it, or at the very least, you're up there with everyone else who's already doing it. You know, that just means that you have to stick with that style. You can't really deviate because you think it's going to be beneficial to your career. You need to deviate when you feel like you need to deviate, like when you're feeling it. You know. Like Gibby said, people can tell when you're not feeling it usually. And it can kind of be 50-50 in that situation. Sometimes people are okay with it. They're just like, hey, I like this new fake version of, you know, of Hellpockets, right? And then there's people who are just like, man, Hellpockets really sold out. Trying to sound like an esports commentator and everything. It's not working for me, bro. You know, it's just, you got to stick with what makes you comfortable, because trying to please everybody is just going to leave you. You're going to be confused, you know?
Yeah.
You're gonna, and it's hard to keep up. You know, you can't be a different person every event.
Yeah, that's a lot of acting lessons I'd have to go through. Maybe a lot of improv.
Seriously.
So there's one thing I wanted to like talk about, since we're on the subject. Like, when you guys do commentary with people, right? I guess like, you know, you, Gibby, and Abe, you guys do commentary with each other a lot. Like, do you guys like, if people who's starting off commentary, you think they should have like a person that they could like vibe with like first? Like when they start commentary, then learn like, you know, like how to commentate each other. Because like what happens a lot is like I do cut off other people, or like other people cut off me, and you know, like you get what I'm saying. Like, should someone who's learning commentary, should they find someone they could synergize with first before, you know, commentating with another random person or whatnot?
If that's what works, yeah. Like if you feel comfortable with a specific partner to do commentary, yeah, I would try to, especially starting out, work with that person as much as possible. I mean, legitimately, that's what me and Abe did. Back in the old days, like, the only person I was really 100% comfortable working with was Abe. I had worked with other people, too. Like, I worked with Steve, really only once, though, at that point. But Abe was always the person that I couldn't wait to work with, because I knew that he knew what I was going to do. I didn't really know him that well back then, but somehow he knew what I was going to do. So I never really felt that lack of comfort and that in the rhythm in our speech patterns. So like if I did like, you know, cut him off or he cut me off, it didn't feel weird, you know? Like it kind of was just like something that happens when you're talking with a buddy or something. And then the relationship just grew from there. And now I'm just like, yeah, dude, that's my favorite partner. That's my favorite co-commentator. And I've worked with other people. I've had a great time working with Yipes. You're working with Steve again. I've even worked with Sajam a couple of times, and it went pretty well. But I don't think I'd be where I'm at right now if I hadn't had Abe to just find my own voice and bounce off of and see how far I could take it and see that he could keep up with me. And that's what gives you, I think that's what gave me the confidence to like go forward. And then when I finally did start working with people who weren't on that level, who weren't on that same wavelength with me, I wasn't like immediately like, you know, hit with cold water, like, oh God, have I been like this being terrible this whole time? You know, it just was something like, okay, I have to adjust, you know, but I know where I can go once this starts working.
Nice. So another thing, like I was wondering, like, so when you guys started commentating, do you guys have like a specific role with your co-commentator? Like, was like one guy was the hype guy, then the other guy was like the stat guy or whatnot? And how did you guys, like, if you guys did have a role, what did you guys also do to like not cut each other off during commentary? Because that happens a lot, right? Like in general, I guess from like, I noticed a lot more for people who are just inexperienced.
So me and Gibby actually commentated before, me and Abe, and I cut him off constantly.
Not get a word in. He was screaming in my ears through the mic.
I was right next to him too, and I'm like,
it was so bad.
I was like, dude, I do this voice like Arnold Schwarzenegger whenever Clark's on the screen. He just gives me this look like, what? And I did like Clarkinator to his face for like 20 minutes straight. He just had this look like he wanted to die.
Yeah, it was bad. So the problem with me, I naturally just, when people are speaking, I just stop talking. So it's something that I have to try to force myself to stop doing on commentary. And there are commentators who don't want to stop talking. There are some that don't necessarily know when their turn. I can't phrase it that way, but basically don't know when their turn is to talk. Essentially, they just want to say whatever comes to their mind, and it works in some cases. Like say again, a Yipes, a Tasty Steve, very witty, very funny. Most things that come out of their mouth is gold. But there are some commentators that just want to say things, and I at times let them say things, and I'm like, what? Why did I let this person speak? Like, what I'm gonna say isn't exciting or exhilarating or whatever, but at least it involves like what's going on at the match. Like I did commentary with people. Like the worst thing you can do on commentary is be on your phone, look at chat, not focus on the match. It's one of the rules I have for commentary, and Pockets knows this. Don't look at your goddamn phone. Don't look at chat, especially if it's for a major event. If you're doing a local, who cares? Whatever. You're doing your house stream, who cares? But focus on the match, and you and your co-commentator should do well. And then you the only distractions you have are each other. You don't have to worry about anything else. And production in your ears. Like you'll find your rhythm as you go on. Like you get, generally it's a 2-hour block of commentary that you get at events, and you'll find your rhythm within like the first 30 minutes, I feel.
Nice.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much the commentator's experience. I mean, if you guys ever end up working an event like Evo or any other major, really, you're gonna find out you got to work with everybody. You know, there's no like around pools time. There's no preferred partners to be had, even at the top echelon of commentary, unless there's like some really bad beef, and at which point people would probably say like, why is this person even here in the first place? You know, but that's a different conversation. So yeah, just be prepared, be flexible. And as far as roles go, I wouldn't go into commentary expecting to fill a specific role, because like for the mentions I just stated just now, you don't know exactly what you're in for. And if you go to a major event and you end up working with somebody you've never worked with before, and even if you watch them work with other people before, that's them working with other people. They could show up Friday morning and be like, I want to be the hype guy. And you're just like, dude, I got like 18 one-liners ready to go. And you're just like, one of you has got to like be the adult in that situation.
Yeah, someone's got to essentially take charge in that situation. You can't just let someone be like, oh, hey, look at all this I got written down. I'm gonna say all this on commentary. It doesn't work that way. It's not a stand-up.
Yeah, it's like trying to bring in a game plan or something like that into KOF. Like, I'm gonna hit him with this shit. Well, what if he jumps? Like, what if someone just doesn't?
Still gonna hit him with it. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. There you go. That's that confidence. I like it.
Big bump. But at the professional level, at the high level, like I said, you shouldn't worry about being either. I mean, the best situation is you both get to do both jobs, which is what most producers are looking for.
Yeah, my thought process on it is like, if we're going to be commentating something and I'm watching a match and it's very technical, I'm going to be talking about the technical stuff that I find beautiful in the match. And if it's just an all-out scrap, like they're fighting, I'm like, oh man, they're going in like dogs. It's time to go. Like, CD's nuts. That's when that part comes out. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's between the flow of just like, oh, they don't care. I don't care either. Let's rock. Like, let's say, or not, I don't care. You know what I mean? Wrong word, but...
You gotta, yeah, that's the other thing. You gotta watch what you say about,
that's true.
You're gonna say it on commentary. I mean, mainly the rule is don't swear if you don't have to. You know?
Right.
So that's really just it. And the weird part about commentary though is that it's entertainment. You know, like you're not just being informative, you're entertaining an audience, and it's kind of strange in that sense. You know, because there's plenty of people who are, you know, knowledgeable, and, you know, they possibly even pass that knowledge on in a very, you know, concise manner and easily understood, but they can be boring as fuck.
Yeah.
And sometimes those people just don't get the big contracts. So that's show business.
So I have had this like theory that you have to make your commentary, or at least shoot for your commentary, to be entertaining to people who don't play your game. Like, is that something that you guys go out of your way to try to do? Or like, do you guys have like a strategy or something like that, maybe of like that?
No.
No.
I don't try to go out of my way to make anything extra entertaining for anybody.
And that's the natural part we were talking about earlier, I guess, right?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, if you try to like play things up for a different audience, you know, Gibby can tell you, like, people have tried to like just turn it up because they thought, you know, this is the big stage. It's a chance for us to, you know, really get our community on the map. And if they see us all kind of going ape shit, then they'll want to come in and go ape shit with us. And sometimes that doesn't work out so well. And you can't take that back if it doesn't.
That happened in the early days of 13, where people came up with the notion that KOF is a hype game. It's always been a hype game. The reality is it didn't become that game where everybody was like losing their mind until that Evo, KOF 12. Or sorry, KOF 12, Evo 2012. Before that, it was just like, good job. Oh, look how he just hit that HD combo. Good on you. That's what it was. It was golf claps and very laid back.
It was like the gentleman's club of KOF commentary.
It was literally a gentleman's club because no one was really getting out there like that, you know? It wasn't really.
There were no excessive personalities. Like, everyone was just playing for fun. They were competitive, but they weren't, like, they didn't have that mindset to like talk shit to.
I mean, and it was developing too at the time, right? So it was, people were trying to, you know, find their spot and just fill in, make something just, oh, we got commentary now. That's the big upgrade. Is it good? We don't know yet, but we got it.
The issue that came with that Evo is that anytime you heard someone on the mic after that, they just tried to make it like, oh my God, look at this, blah, blah, blah. Like they would just speak so fast. They would try to make it seem exciting, and everyone basically said they tried to commentate it like Spanish soccer for the most part.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say that, like Romance's stream when he throws his O2 tournaments, and they just let that shit rip. That's so entertaining.
It works for some commentators. Like, some commentators are natural at that, but most aren't. But they try it, and you can hear them do it. A lot of people were new to King of Fighters when 13 came out. And they were trying to do that on commentary, like on Wednesday Night Fights, the Run Back, NLBC, majors everywhere. Like, it wasn't good from a lot of people. And to make it worse, a lot of them didn't completely understand the game. They just relegated their commentary to memes, which drove me insane, by the way.
and that works at the local, you know, and everybody's in on the joke. If the communities are watching, they're just like, I literally tuned in for this. That works. But not so much when someone's paying you to show up and present a game as part of a showcase, you know? They don't really jive with that as well, that I've noticed, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, and I totally accept my, you know, part in like kind of bringing that kind of hype to KOF, because like Gibby said, it wasn't really there until, you know, Evo 2012. And after that, it was kind of just, that was the game where you go ballistic, you know?
Yeah.
And I never intended for that to happen. Like, whenever I commentated any game, it was like that. They had me commentating Super Street Fighter 4 at NorCal Regionals maybe a year or two before that, and I was going ballistic over that. And I barely knew anything about the game. I just liked, you know, talking shit about fighting games. I would say that it's hard. I mean, I'm going to probably hurt somebody's feelings, so I probably won't continue with that.
Hurt feelings.
If feelings are meant to be hurt, just go on with it.
I would say that,
as long as it's the truth.
You know, again, do what you do what's going to work for you. You know, a lot of people try to bring that fast talking, you know, first thing that comes to your mind, snap judgment hype to KOF commentary. And the problem with that is a slippery slope, because if it works once, it might work again. And man, the problem with that, you got to go bigger, you know? Like, are people just going to keep watching you do the same gimmick over and over again? How are you going to evolve from that? And sometimes people get kind of lost in that shuffle. They get lost in that cycle of like, I'm just going to say wild stuff on the mic. And then eventually people are going to start saying, yo, this commentary's not okay, man. Like, it's not even commentary anymore.
That's how I feel sometimes too, because like the way how I talk, and I guess like people who stuck around with me or play KOF with me, they know I like to talk like a degenerate. And shit like that, but like that's what I'm like scared of, you know. Like one day, like, well, not scared of like slipping up, because I'm not gonna say anything that's like, you know, that's like cancel culture or anything like that, you know, like what's it called, you know, being a racist bigot or anything. But that even though like just like the slightest like little thing, because you could kind of say like, I'm pretty sure you guys know who who Eris is, and you know, like stuff like that. I kind of grew up in like that kind of environment. I was like the clown. I like to like, you know, talk a little shit.
I'm gonna cut you off right now. Don't be Eris.
Well, I'm not saying be Eris, but I'm just saying like it's like the way how I talk. It's naturally I kind of do talk like him in a way, but like kind of like my own style. I don't know how to like put it, but
I mean, it's very easy. You're a stoner.
yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah,
that's it. Like, I mean,
yeah.
what Eric says, right? Just
Pretty
go
much.
with that.
Weed is trash and doesn't smoke, bro.
I don't do it where like it seems like I'm just like faking or just trying too hard to be like it. It's naturally, I feel like that's how I am, you know.
Yeah, like
And that's
he made us laugh.
I'm afraid of like I'm afraid to be myself in a way, because I don't know if people will be like, we don't need another Eris stoner, we don't need like, you know, I don't like this the way how this guy commentates or whatever, and that's why I'm like, dude, like I just organize tournaments, I just play them, but I do commentate when I can. And
yeah, you're just holding
you know,
it down, bro. You shouldn't feel any weight.
yeah, I try to keep it like positive and stuff like that, but you know, I try to like when I commentate, I try to create hype with the match. It's just like my vocabulary, you know, it's kind of different.
I mean, I think it's important to like, you know, do what you're gonna do, because like if you're not doing what you're comfortable with, then you're probably gonna suck.
That's exactly how I felt.
Yeah, no, you're correct in that response. But also, I would say like if you're gonna commentate, do it because you want to. Don't do it because you're like, you know, well, no one else is doing it, so I'm gonna just, you know, cover this, and someone needs to be on the mic for this event. Because people who want to do it are going to make the necessary adjustments to themselves, because that's just having a job, you know? You don't go to work talking to your coworkers the same way you talk to your buddies at the bar, generally. And it's the same kind of environment when you're commentating for, you know, monetary value. People are paying you to put on a good show. You're representing a brand. You don't want to misrepresent that brand, but at the same time, you know they hired you because of your personality and the way your delivery works. So just protect the bag, baby.
But Jeff, sounds good. Thanks for the tip.
Yeah, it's one of the other reasons why I recommend not looking at chat during events. No matter what, chat's gonna affect what you do on commentary, what you say. They're gonna say something like, "Oh man, like this person, like me for instance, me on commentary, this guy's so boring. He's so monotone." Blah. Guess what? I'm gonna stay boring. I'm gonna stay monotone. Eat shit.
Actually,
that's what happens.
That's what I say all the time. Hell yeah.
Yeah, people are gonna look at chat and go like, "Oh, hey, this guy, this idiot. He just said this is 2 frames. It's actually 5 frames." Things like that, and it hits a lot of commentators. They're gonna be like, "Oh shit, I just said something wrong. Damn it." And then that affects them for the rest of the night, or not the rest of the night. Sometimes it just affects them for a little bit, and you hear it in their commentary. And almost every commentator I've heard go through this, or sometimes they'll do the thing like the snide thing of, "Oh, some people think this is actually 5 frames. It's not. It's 2 frames. Trust me." Like they do that instead of directly responding to the person. They try to do stuff like that. Some commentators can get away with it because it doesn't affect them, but the majority of commentators will like get hurt or catch feelings when someone in chat says something negative about them.
Yeah, my first time commentating, it was like 2 a.m. at Wednesday Night Fights. I was helping run the Dragon Ball bracket, and I sat down and I'm asking a question about a mix-up I saw, and they were like, "This dude's..." I was like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "That's fucked up." And then I was like, I read the chat. It was my fault. I got shot.
I never read chat.
Some events will have chat on the screen with the game feed for you. That's what Lunar Bout did. And I had fun. Apparently, everyone loved my commentary at Lunar Bout, which is very strange for me because usually it's all like I get a lot of people trashing me. Lunar Bout, everybody loved my 98 commentary. I was like, "Oh, cool, this is nice." And I was going crazy because my co-commentator was just focusing on chat the whole time, and I was like, "You got to pay attention to the match," and he wouldn't. I was like, "God damn it!" So I was like, "Whatever." I just kept talking. And I was like, "Well, I can't do anything about this." I personally don't like having chat on like anywhere around commentators because it's just it leads to nothing but bad things, honestly.
It's just not beneficial, honestly.
No.
It was a trend that started early into FGC streams history, where for some reason a stream producer would put like a shot of the chat in the TriCaster feed.
Oh,
and
man.
So the commentators could look on one of the monitors and see like chat just scrolling in real time. And this is at locals. You know, like this wasn't at, as far as I know, majors or anything, but at locals.
You think locals have TriCasters? All right, carry on.
I'm not going to comment on that because I remember hearing some stories about it, but we won't talk about it. But basically, they made it in the way where it almost seemed like you wanted to see what was in chat. And, you know, the vibe was obviously a lot more relaxed. So it sort of seemed like an okay thing to do. But then the transition to professional events, real money stuff started coming in. People started having expectations, and the chat wasn't there anymore. And some people kind of just never really adjusted to that. You know, they kind of just felt like, hey, like I'm kind of here to talk to the people while we're calling this sick match. And it was just not available anymore. And so I think a lot of commentators kind of just thought they'd have a look at it on their phones after, you know, a few times, maybe have a look at social media, see what they're saying about the event, maybe even see what they're saying about their commentary. Some people even name search themselves on Twitter, which you should never do, guys. Never name search yourself on Twitter after an event, or at all, really. It's never good. You just end up in arguments with people you don't even know for no reason. And if they come at you about your work, you know, you can respond to them then. But I would never recommend doing that. But anyway, that all of those kind of fold into the same kind of logic, you know, like where everybody kind of had to grow up and or grow out of that, you know.
I think it was good for the scene.
We were used to reactionary behavior. We were used to being attacked and just being like, yo, we're about to, like, you know, about to go have some words on social media, but you just had to get over it. You had to be bigger than that, you know. You're there, you're getting paid. Producer says you were fine, you know. They call you back next year, obviously you're fine, right?
True that.
Yeah, I had to do that myself, man. Like, I used to get up in my own head because people would talk shit about my work, and it'd be like two guys, right? Everybody else would be like, yo, great job, Hellpockets. Let's go get a drink, Hellpockets. Oh, man, I love your commentary, Hellpockets. Can I have a picture with you? And I'd be like, yeah, sure. It's one motherfucker on Twitter calling me a fucking shitty commentator, and I'm just like, you believe this, MF, man? Come on. Telling me I don't deserve it? Oh.
You should just tell, hey, eat shit. This is why I'm on stage 9.
I mean, like I said, you want to learn how to handle it maturely as possible.
Yeah, no, I'm just messing.
I had my moments, you know, where I did not, and thankfully, you know, it was never like anything too explosive. You know, I've definitely confronted some of my haters, and both on social media and in person, and they never say the things that they say on Twitter to my face. Just for the record. That's something else you'll find, most likely. No one's ever going to say that shit to your face. But yeah, I just eventually had to grow out of it because I was like, man, this is stupid, dude. Like, why do I care? I keep going back to Evo every year. I keep getting paid. People keep telling me that they like me. They like my work. I'm doing them a disservice by paying attention to like one or two guys who are upset.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, keep doing what you're doing because like it's good so far. I like it. You know, huge fan. You know, always supporting the goons as always and all that shit. What's it called? You know, like as long as you're having fun, you're having a good time, you know, like F what everyone else's thinks.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, honestly, like the best at doing this is probably Sajam, because if I was him, I'd probably like I'd be like trying to find people's addresses and just kick their ass, dude. I'd be pulling a Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back ending where I'm like, yo, let me get this dude's address, you know.
Yeah, I bet some of the stuff
they say about him is messed up, dude.
You got mad at him for the color of soul he liked in Strive.
Yeah,
what?
Dude, he can't breathe.
I got tagged in it because I was like, oh, what color? So someone said something about denim jacket. I forgot, and I got like bombarded with 30 to 50 tweets in an hour of hate. I was like, what's happening?
Hate for the denim joke?
What did I do?
For the denim soul?
Yeah.
Jeez.
And I'm just like, I make life easy. I don't look at Twitter half the time. I use TweetDeck. I can have a column for all my notifications, but I don't. Like, why? So I can see post event, post anything, like someone just say something about me, and I also don't care what people's opinions are about me. I know I can improve on some things. There are some people whose opinions I respect, and if they tell me like, hey, you can change this, you can change that, yeah, sure. But if it's just like, oh man, fucking your ass, you're trash, stuff like that,
Yeah, there's nothing you can do with that, right? If you get a respectful comment back to you, like, hey, I think you're talking a little too fast. It's pretty shitty of you. You know, you can cut off the end, right? All right, that guy's kind of being a dick, but maybe I can work on my cadence. You know,
the thing I got trashed for at Evo 2014 was rooting for an American player, U.S. player.
What, bro?
On commentary, everybody
okay.
there. You had people rooting for Mexico, China, Japan, everything, right? Even in chat and in person, everything. I was like, oh baby, yeah, the USA's got this. Like, how dare you root for the USA? What's wrong with you? I was like, and it wasn't just one person. It was quite a few people.
Oh, crap.
And I was like, wait, hold on. You're sitting here rooting for all these other countries. I can't root for my homeboy from my country. What? All right, whatever. And I'm like, I'm not even gonna try to figure it out. I was like, all right, I can't. It's not an argument worth getting into. It's
That's
just
when
like,
you
all right,
need
cool.
a person for that. You just like send him the thing, like, here's his info. Just deal with this for me. I'm gonna get back.
I mean, the cool thing is, and Gibby mentioned this earlier. I want to get back to that. Is that he was surprised that there were people at Lunarbout that enjoyed his commentary, and I can tell you a large amount of that has to do with the fact that by then I think people had known about you, Gibby. They were exposed to who you are, and they appreciated that about you, and that's very big in commentary. Not necessarily, all of it, but people, when you're first introduced, it's almost never gonna go well.
Mhm.
I've been around for 30 years, Chris. I don't know what you're talking about. I think it's because I'm a cutie.
All right, so do you think that the audience in 2014 was like, yeah, we know who this guy is? All of them?
Yeah, people knew me in 2014.
I'm talking
And they
about
hated
the
me.
Evo audience. Well, yeah, there's that too. Yeah.
Like, I know these things. They know these things.
Yeah.
All the tweets I got were great.
The issue is, though, is that most of the time new commentators just catch hate. It's like a hazing thing. And I don't think it's right either. I think it's BS. But that's kind of the audience that, we're dealing with. And it's another arm of showbiz, like when you're on a tour with a band and you're the opening act and everybody's there to see like Testament or some shit, and you're just like, the one-man band opener, they're probably going to throw beer bottles at you, right? Even if you're not that bad, they're probably not going to immediately have their arms open to you. But the more exposure you get, maybe one or two fans from that, you get some exposure, you just keep putting yourself out there, keep making reels, keep showing up to events. Eventually, people begin to appreciate your presence at these events more and more. It also helps if you're in on a brand new game. So that would be another.
Getting in on a brand new game is it's what all the commentators try to do. Like, look at Samurai Showdown. So many new people just sprouted out. Like, everybody was a Samurai Showdown player before the game came out. I've been playing Samurai Showdown for years, and it's like, have you? You don't have to be playing a game to commentate it. Don't try to create like some fabricated history for yourself. Just go into it. Hey, I'm new to this game. This game interests me. I like this. I like that. It's like, again, Sajam approaches it in a very good way. Hey, I've never touched this game. Let's sit here and try it, chat. And then he plays and he gives an honest opinion on it. And he'll commentate a game. He may not commentate it. But the majority of people were reaching out to me like, hey, when the SNK World Tour for Samurai Showdown comes out, put me on commentary. I was like, what? How and why? Like, why am I going to do that? Like, people that had never touched an SNK game. Like, hey, put me on commentary with this game. And then what happened? They didn't play the game. They didn't commentate the game. And they still kept asking me for commentary spots. And it's like, why should you get commentary if you're not a part of the community? You don't play the game. You know nothing about the game. You don't know the players. Like, don't do it. Like, if it's new, like with KOF 15, you're going to see a bunch of new commentators come out, which should be a good thing. The King of Fighters community genuinely needs more commentators. We don't have very many. Well, let me rephrase that. We have a bunch, but a lot of them are very green. And it's something that I've been trying to fix for a decade. I want more commentators. It's just a lot tend to back out because of like politics or something dumb. And it ends up just not going well for most of them. So there's like, whatever. Like we had people who wanted to commentate the game and they just stopped playing because they didn't like some people in the community or they got too much negative criticism.
Yeah, I can understand
it's
that.
like, well, I'm out. And I'm like, oh man, but you were good. You had potential. You could have been a contender,
Yeah, it's true. People just had kept going at it and kept practicing and eventually, developed a skill for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot to ask to do that, though, Some people get into this business and they just get pounded for like a year almost, maybe even 2 years. Maybe they just... Remember Ski Sonic? Jesus, dude. Like, Ski Sonic got pounded everywhere for years.
Ski Sonic had it bad because he was one of the first big commentators. So that's what got him in a lot of like situations like that, unfortunately.
Yeah, and he's a great guy. I mean, he's a nice guy. I don't know if he's great. I don't know him that well. but he's a nice guy, and I've never really found his commentary like offensive to my ears or anything. But dude, like they shredded the man. I imagine that probably could happen again. I hope it doesn't, but I know people are just like, dude, I hope that doesn't happen to me. And so, yeah, some people get a little whiff of that, and they're just like, nope, I'm out. Another example of that was Andrew, Magus1234, NorCal commentator. I thought he was great. I thought he was a great commentator. Was pretty much the premier NorCal FGC commentator, rising up with acts like I Play Winner. I don't think he ever did any Finest KO stuff, but basically he was like our biggest commentator at the time. He was the voice of NorCal FGC, and you know, he did Street Fighter, he did Marvel. He gave it up because he wasn't willing to put up with the hate that just faceless nerds were throwing his way for no reason. You know, he wasn't bad at what he did. He just wasn't what those people wanted to see, you know, at the time. And it's a shame. He didn't deserve it. Ski Sonic didn't deserve it.
Yeah, there's a lot that I've had to like think about myself when I decided to make the leap of like I want to become a commentator. I was like, I can't read the YouTube comments, or if I do, I have to take them all with a grain of salt. Like anyone can drop whatever word vomit they want. If they don't like something, they'll probably try to make it funny and entertaining for the rest of the class to laugh. You know, that's probably why they're going that much hardcore. Definitely a mental barrier that I'm seeing, or that I didn't notice until you brought it up. But now a lot more things make sense with some people I've been trying to get to commentate.
Yeah, man, it's a rough business. And if you're aspiring to get to heights such as Evo or Evo Japan or something like that, or even you want to commentate others games like, you know, maybe MOBAs or FPSs. God, I can't imagine what it's like trying to get into one of those. Yeah, you kind of have to be prepared for just unwarranted backlash, because not everybody's going to love you. But again, like I said, you know, you got to think about the people who actually do appreciate your work, and think about how much it really devalues their opinion to be saying, okay, thanks, bro, but I'm gonna pay attention to this guy that obviously is just irrationally upset that I'm on the mic. You know, just be prepared for that, or just jumping on a new game and work with somebody like Yipes or something, and then that'll probably give you
win that lottery real quick. I got my gig on the 15, and Yipes is helping me out.
Yipes making dreams come true, dude.
Hey, that could happen. Maybe Yipes has some interest in 15. Be like, hey, I want to commentate with some people. What Southtown? What's Southtown? Scrubs from Southtown. Let's commentate with them. Let's go. Game Goons.
Right. Oh,
who cares about those guys? But yeah, it's something that you should, again, just don't focus on people bashing you. Constructive criticism, sure. Also, don't be the type that sees someone else get a commentary gig and like, why'd this person get it over me? I'm better than them. No, never think that. I've been around a lot of commentators that vocalize that live at a show, not on stream, but at a show where everyone else hears it, and it's like, oh no, well, that's not gonna go well. And I've been in that situation where like I've had people, hey, who's commentating this game with you? And I was like, oh, this person. I've never heard of that person. Why are they commentating it, not me? And like I just give them the most blank expression, like, you idiot, like you don't know this game as well as this person does. Just because you're a bigger name than somebody doesn't mean you're entitled to commentate a game.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing, it's like, even if there wasn't a good reason, it's like, you just didn't. Is that enough to make you give up right now? Like, you should go home and make a reel. Like, that's the advice you were given. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what I would think. I'd be like, I didn't get this. Like, I don't know as much as this guy. I'm going to go home and study the motherfucking book, and I'm going to get my ass in there. Like, that's what you have to do.
That's entirely the point. Thank you. Oh, my God. Damn. Somebody finally vocalized it.
Yeah, I'm passionate. I'm passionate, man.
Well, that's the difference, is like, when it comes to games that you want to commentate KOF, you're passionate about it. So like, if anybody ever tells you like, hey, we would like to include you, but we got this other guy who just knows a little bit more, we like your energy, just got edged out this time, you're gonna go home and fix that problem because you really want to commentate KOF. And there's a lot of commentators who won't do that. They'll just be like, well, I tried. Maybe I can sneak my way in the side door. Maybe I know somebody. And that sucks. It's gonna happen, but it sucks. But you keep plugging away with the reels though, because that's much more appreciated in the long run.
You got to get good enough that they can't look away, right? Like if they're looking
Yeah.
away, they're wasting their own time. You know, like that's my standard for it, at least what I'm shooting for.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like me and Giby are saying, there aren't a lot of like specifically SNK centric commentators in the scene at all. So if you didn't make it in to one event, there's always another opportunity there. It's kind of the Wild West right now, and they're not always going to go with like, hey, who's going to get eyes on this stream? Because that doesn't necessarily equal entertainment.
Yeah,
it equals, you know,
a view count.
Views, sure, but is that sustainable?
No, more viewers doesn't give
is.
your event more money. It just makes more people see it. And if it's not as entertaining, like you have to have all the factors in play. You can't forget the foundation.
Yeah.
You can't just build a tower straight up, be like, all right, I got this wobbly little tournament that might fall apart at any moment because my Ethernet's all the way stuck in out, like halfway out the port. And then you spend $4,000 on promotion and stuff like that. You just get screwed.
Or on the commentator.
Yeah, or one commentator,
or
right?
One commentator. I'm not even kidding, guys.
Running this off a MacBook from 2002, but we got Sajam.
You ever if you ever get big enough and you end up working an event where you're getting paid and you're looking around and you're kind of getting that feeling that no one else is getting paid, like it doesn't feel great, but it happens, you know. So I'm not BSing when I say $4,000 just for the commentator, man, because shit like that'll happen and it's messed up.
It's been at least 10 years of this now. If an event's not paying you, even if you're like a new commentator, quote unquote low level commentator, right? You should still be getting paid.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason you should be on that mic and not be getting compensated for your time and your work, because they need you more than you need them. Like sure, they can get someone else on, but you're training yourself to do this game. Like let's say KOF 15, they're gonna just throw two random people on commentary, which they've done before plenty of times at a bunch of events, and it just sounds terrible. Like they don't want that. They want their event to look good. In order to do that, you have to throw people who actually can commentate, who kind of know the game.
Invest in your talent, yeah.
Yeah, and if they don't pay you, just give them shit.
Go home and make a reel.
That's not gonna make them pay you.
No, I mean that's what you do in the meantime.
You don't work for them anymore.
Not working for them, but like, hey, basically, I would walk away from that, even as a new commentator. If I thought I was worth at least like $50 for like my 3 hours of 12 to 3 a.m. commentary at local, I'm not doing that again. Basically, go home and work on my craft on my own and find another way in. Because you can try to grind that, you know, and some people have found some success in that, but that was a long time ago, and now that whole area is all messed up, man. Like, you know, the amount of people that will do work for free but never go anywhere. And I'm not saying that the money makes them go anywhere, but the fact is, like, there's always someone that's willing to jump on the mic for free but not work on the craft.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to, the person who's willing to say, like, I charge for this is probably practicing. I mean, hopefully practicing. Right. As long as they have a reel, they'll be able to show it off.
That's what I would say, you know, like, you make the reel because, you know, like, look, I have a body of work. I got paid to do some of these maybe, right? Or I've done enough of these where I'm like, okay, this isn't just me screaming into a microphone in my bedroom anymore, you know? Like, I've spent like half a year on this. I think I'm good enough to get some kind of compensation. And that doesn't even guarantee you're going to get it. And so be prepared for that roadblock as well.
Yeah, and I like what you said a little bit ago about, like, go home, work on your craft, find another avenue, because that's the trap that I kind of got myself into when I first started TOing and stuff. I walked in thinking, like, I need to work at Wednesday night fights, and I need to do all this stuff and help everybody. I was, like, volunteering and stuff like that. And then after a while, I realized, like, oh, I could be, like, building my stream, build a brand, do this, and then start working my way over there. Like, come with something actually, like, come with some rapport and some, you know, come with an actual combo, I guess, you know, and be ready for it instead, and then try again instead of just chipping away at a brick wall over and over.
I mean, shoot, man. Oh, go ahead, Gibby.
No, I was gonna say TOing sucks very hard. I've been doing it for a very long time, and all I do is yell at players. So you probably picked the right thing by going home and working on your stream.
Well, sadly, I'm trying to be a TO too. I've got, I mean, I don't know if you see that, but that's a monitor condom for one of the monitors I have for my local events. I'm gearing up to throw 15 out. doing like backyard barbecues.
Communities need people like you, all right?
Exactly.
So I appreciate you.
Yeah. No, I mean, hell, dude, I've been investing in equipment to be able to take this shit places and be able to like, what? We're going to LA for KOF today? Down. Let's get stupid. I'm bringing the PA, I'm bringing the tents.
Damn, this is starting to sound like the old days, dude.
I guess I'm old days. I'm on to some old shit. But yeah,
like road tripping down to SoCal to play the run back. Yeah, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, so that's the vibe I like, and I like doing commentary. I like a little bit of all of the production as a whole, right? Like I like doing the streaming thing when I have other commentators working and I'm managing chat and doing other stuff. I like doing the stuff like this where we're talking in a podcast. I love just being a competitive player. I think I just love the entire spectrum of it. And I kind of got to like find out exactly what I want to do. But I'm shotgunning all of it because I'm having tons of fun right now.
There you go. I was going to say, like a lot of commentators, you know, even some competitors, you know, with the pandemic being what it was, they've kind of just taken to becoming content creators.
Yeah.
You know, they're just like, you know what? Good thing I have no other choice. It's time to actually utilize this clout I got and, you know, start being creative. Start making money on my own terms, stuff that I don't have to worry about. Are they going to give it to me or are they not going to give it to me? And then when they come asking for you again, because you're like, yo, you got like, you know, 50K views minimum on every video that you've had up for like a week, you tell them like, oh yeah, you definitely got to break me off this time.
Yeah.
I can make more money at home streaming for an hour or two than commentating your event. What reason do I have to commentate your event?
Yes, sir.
Because it's me.
Yo, you don't even, bro. Gimme, do you believe this shit? You actually caught it. Like that's the actual like.
But it's me, baby.
That's actually the response that they give you.
Oh man, I've gotten that before too. I got asked to work an event for one of the homies I met through Dragon Ball, and he was like, "Yeah, come here, help out." And I was like, "Hey man, I got work. I can't cancel off of it. Like, there's no way I can make it." And he's like, "Come on, man. Like, I'll get you paid and this and this." I was like, "How much you gonna pay?" He's like, $40 and like we got food. And I was like, "Dude, I make $200 a day doing carpentry. Like I'm good. Like I'm gonna do this instead. I'm sorry. I don't want to look at my phone, connect to your Wi-Fi, and try to figure out the Smash GG bullshit."
You do Smash GG from your phone?
Oh yeah. So when I first got into the FGC, I don't know if I can explain how broke I was. I didn't have cell service. I didn't have anything. So I just had my old phone. This was like maybe 6 months before COVID hit, actually. And then I took my old phone and I would just run the bracket via the Wi-Fi at WNF. And when midnight would happen, I become useless because they would shut the Wi-Fi off. But no. Oh yeah, and okay, I kind of have to flex here. When I worked Electric Cancel, they had a 3v like a team tournament where there were like 3 players on one team, and there were at least 20 teams, and there were supposed to be 2 people working. It was me and Chelsea, but Chelsea was taking care of something else for like 40 minutes, and I literally had everybody lined up at the stations on my phone doing all the stuff. I had a notebook for the extra stuff I couldn't do because I wouldn't be able to tab out. I worked fucking hard. And I did get paid for that. So
good.
That's good.
Hell yes. No, I got paid for that.
I was gonna ask that.
Yeah,
If
I
you
got
did,
paid for that.
Crap, man.
I was gonna make a big stink right now.
No, I'm telling you, dude, I bust my ass. I love this kind of stuff, dude. I really feel this is kind of what I want to do with my life, is get into this production stuff, go to these tournaments, meet more people, and, you know, have talks like this where we talk about the ways to level all this craft up, you know, and it's not just the combo of the game, it's everything around it, and, you know, making it beautiful.
Oh no, one way of helping level up the content: don't steal people's shit. All right?
Yeah.
This is not to anyone here. This is to you people at home. Don't steal content and upload it as your own. Don't just, I'm going to credit this person. Don't do that. I've been complaining about this for over a decade.
They don't even credit the people, man. What are you talking about?
They don't credit the people. They just upload it. And it's like, oh my God, thank you, Hellpockets, for uploading this. It's make your own content.
Hellpockets made my dinner tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to put up that clip. He got that Nelson combo down, and I was just, you know, dude, that's like new pair of sneakers right there. Put that on my YouTube.
Hey, got me some new J's. Hell yeah.
Content vultures, baby. Yeah, no, don't ever do that stuff. Because it's not only because it's, you know, bad form and you can actually get your videos taken down and get a lot of shit over it, but it's actually a lot easier these days. Just ask somebody, hey, can I reference this video or use this video for a piece I am doing on the game that you are playing? I'm not going to use the entire footage. I'm going to create something utilizing it. Like, it's going to be stock footage, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
People are a lot more receptive to that, positively receptive to that. They're like, oh, yeah, sure. What's this for? Can I be in on it? You know, stuff like you get a conversation going around that.
Yeah.
But if you're just going to upload like tournament footage that was, you know, streamed on like Goons or something, like, yeah, we're going to be like, dude, what the hell?
Wait, I can't restream Goons? When you guys go live on Thursday, I can't restream it and like just eat like ramen and chill?
I will have the FBI come to your house and take your ramen from you.
Bro,
Oh, damn. Just ask, right? No, that is really shitty though. That's happened to some of our tournaments. It's actually kind of cool. Like the first KOF tournament I commentated, it got like reposted on, I think it was Gatorade's channel, but it got like 75,000 views or some shit like that.
Nice.
From a Battle Spectrum event, and my mic was breaking up the entire time, so it was a great opportunity for people to not hear me.
Yeah, how many views stuck around though?
Yeah, I have no idea. I can't see those analytics.
I'm talking about for you. How many views did you get from that? Like,
oh, none, nothing, zero,
I mean,
zero.
Like, it's kind of nice. Like, oh man, I got content vultured by a big channel.
Yeah, no,
Fuck.
It's not great. No, I think it's really important for like a tournament team to have things like I mean, I don't have this kind of stuff yet, but I think it's important to have one person dedicated to like making sure your clips are being made for your social medias and stuff, and you can like brand and claim that shit before it can get vultured. So when it does, it's like, yo, we were posting all about this shit like for a while. Like you could take that shit down. I don't know if that would even work, but
I mean, what, you don't know if telling them to take down a content vulture video will work?
Well, that probably wouldn't work that self, but having like the evidence to back up. So if you made a claim, like you're like, this is what we were doing midday.
That works.
Oh,
No,
it does?
it doesn't work.
Well, no?
No.
Yeah,
YouTube's stupid. YouTube will not do it. Don't tell them lies, Chris. YouTube will.
Well, we got someone to take down our videos, but we had to talk to them directly.
We've had. So I work for I've done work for various other streamers, and have tried to help get other content taken from like Vulture's channels. And even though it's on, let's say it's on my channel first, this person uploaded it 2 weeks later, has like 20 times the views. YouTube will be like, oh, we see no evidence of foul play. We're just gonna let it rock. And it's like, what? But this has like, I don't know, Team Spooky branding on it, and this is obviously not a Team Spooky channel. What are you talking about? And because it's all bots, it's all automated. There's no guarantee that it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Like it just sucks. You don't want to have to, like, you have to do it to protect your own stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to be the bad guy at the same time. But you're not.
You are 100% not.
Yeah, someone's coming into your house and taking your shit. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta stop them.
And people are gonna say, hey, can't you just be cool? We watch stuff on his channel, we watch stuff on your channel. It does not the big deal to us. You tell them, hey man, you can step off. You know, I don't need you.
Yeah.
Again, I've been dealing with it for a long time, with various channels, various games, and just a lot of them just don't stop. They just keep going at it because it's what they do. They realize they can get away with it, so like, why stop?
Yeah.
Lucrative industry.
Very lucrative. I know how much. I see how much money YouTube gives for all this stuff. And you're getting like hundreds of thousands of views on my video. What? Oh man, I want that money. And then on my channel, it's got like 20 views. Sad.
Yeah. Could start streaming on YouTube. That might help.
Maybe.
Yeah, I've been thinking about doing that myself, like doing a dual stream, especially for the podcast. Yeah, because I have to get these edited down and then upload them. I haven't uploaded the batch yet, but they're going up next week. So, but yeah, so getting the dual streaming going is probably one of the next things I have on mind, because it's a bigger audience too. You get like 2 different grips. Like you never know where you're actually going to stick, like who's trying to watch you, what kind of audience is watching at the right time. Like people scrolling through KOF right now, You know, maybe they're looking for something else, or like they're looking for someone like Reynolds, but someone scrolling through YouTube is looking for something different. You know, you never know.
The thing is, most likely people are scrolling through YouTube looking for KOF than they are on Twitch, because Twitch is like, if you're on Twitch, you're not really searching anything. You know, you already know what channel you're watching, and you know, you probably followed a link on another piece of media to the Twitch channel. YouTube, you're definitely searching something because it's ingrained in your brain that the YouTube search is like secondary to Google search. That's why they're related. So whatever pops up, you know, you're going to watch, especially if it's live. They're like, oh, hey, someone's streaming KOF live. This never happens. You know?
Yeah. This is branching out, trying to reach as many people as you can.
Oh, so speaking about branching out, how would you guys, like, I know you guys been grinding and doing this forever. What advice can you give us, the Scrubs of Southtown? Like, how, what can we do to improve our channel? How can we get more viewers? And what do you think we should be doing?
All right, my first piece of advice: this whole Bobby Hill motif. I don't know what's going on here. You get him up now. It sucks because it's not something like, it's something that you can work on, but at the same time, there's no guaranteed way to have actual growth. You just have to, you need to be consistent, put out a good stream, good content, try to work with other people. Running events on your channel helps. Podcasts help, but you need to complement the podcast with other stuff as well.
Yes.
So you have just more than just podcasts, right? It's difficult because there's so much going on, and whether you like it or not, like a bunch of, like, everyone's all friends, right? But the reality is we're all competition at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not intentional competition. It's just, hey, I fired up a stream at the same time you fired it up. Oops. Like, it's not intentional. It just happens. And I'm going to get your viewers. And then from there, you have to hope that, like, oh, maybe they'll host me. Maybe they'll, like, host someone that will eventually host or raid me or whatever, right? It's hard. All this is just a numbers game. That's really what it is.
Yeah, so with the podcast having supplemental stuff, like, we've been working on getting stuff going in November, like tournament series and stuff, and creating segments and other stuff. Like, I've got all that in the works. Is that kind of the stuff you were talking about, or like hinting towards?
Yeah. Having like tournaments, casual sessions, things like that. It all helps. And now, what we got 98 FE coming out.
Mm-hmm.
It's sometime tomorrow. Is it going to be 10 a.m. Steam time? Is it going to be midnight Pacific? What time is it going to be? If it's midnight Pacific, people are going to be playing right when it comes out.
Yeah,
we have that. That's something to make content with. King of Fighters 15 coming out soon. That's something. 14 is still relevant.
Yes.
14 is more relevant now than it was like last year around this time, because 15's out. People want to get ready for 15.
Yeah.
2K2 UM is still relevant. There's a lot of KOF that you can do this with.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy, like on Steam Edition, like in general, because like I was pretty much done with KOF 14. I was like, man, no one plays freaking Steam Edition. I don't want to boot up the piece of shit 4. I'm done with that console. I'm just too lazy. But then, like, after a while, I just kept playing. Then I just started noticing, like, dude, more people just started playing Steam Edition. I've been seeing a lot of people on, and that's like,
tons of new names.
Yeah, then Manchest and I were like, hey, you want to do something? And I'm like, sure. He started throwing like beginners tournament. Then I stepped out to play. I started throwing up like tournaments for everyone to like join. And like Violent Kane, he's been a good supporter. Team Nest, they came in, played my tournament, having a good time and all that stuff. So in PC, it's been pretty good recently, especially like this past year.
Yeah, I feel like because I got into KOF around Hyperdrive, and that's when I met FatBoi and Sanchez. Because I've never been exposed to KOF outside of just knowing it was a hard game at that time. And then ever since then, I've been playing on NetPlay Hell. Can't wait till I get offline. I think I've played a total of like 10 offline matches, but I fell in love with the game, man. So like getting into the tournaments and shit like that, it's mad fun. And I've seen a lot of turnout at a lot of the stuff we've been doing too, especially on the East Coast. I think there was like when the Bodega Classic was going on, that was like a 30-man tournament, and then our West Coast tournaments are getting from 15 to 20 around. So it's been pretty good, like, to have like the game be out for so long, not that many people play it, and still getting new names in tournaments, and getting people from Mexico and other stuff like that to assist and compete. And it's been really nice. The community's hella cool here.
That's what you want. You want community backing as well. Just having community support always helps. Like Game Goons wouldn't be where we're at without having community support. It's like sure, like at one point we went in very hard. We had stuff going on all the time, and we built something, but we took like a hiatus. All of us had things going on in our lives, and we came back, and it slowly came back. Like, well, we get like what? Pockets, you get like you and Abe get 80-ish views, 80 to 100 views for 14
Thursdays, yeah.
Yeah. It's dedication, consistency, making sure you go live at the same times all the time, and just putting out a good product.
Sounds good. So you know how we so when we stream, right? It seems like, you know, when Sanchez, Nate, and I will all like stream on our own like channels. Do you guys recommend just like making like a team channel, for example, and just call like the Scrubs of Southtown or something? Or you think it's totally fine the way how we're doing it?
It all depends on what your end goal is. Doing it on your own channels is fine. Doing it on one collective channel is also fine. One collective channel makes things a bit more difficult because you have to, if all your content is going to be on there, you have to worry about who's streaming when, who's streaming what, stuff like that. Doing it on your own channel it's fine. Like, do it on your own channel. Make it all go to one YouTube channel, maybe.
Yeah, I was about to say make a YouTube channel for that. That'd probably be the best. Put all the Yuri and Friends stuff, the Battle Spectrum stuff, the teaching stuff.
I'm still upset that's what you guys named it.
Why?
Don't Google
Trash can character. What do you mean don't Google it? No, that's my training dummy character.
Oh, okay.
All the
damn.
time. 100% of the time. Just happened right now.
Oh, hey, Green Tea. I'm in the middle of a podcast, good sir. Green Tea is a moderator in the server and a good homie of mine.
I just wanted to listen, man. It's cool. Like, actually, where you guys are at right now, like, really reminds me of like the really early days of Super Desperation Radio, which was a podcast that Gibby and I and Lord Walkman started like years ago. And we did it for centering around SNK fandom and whatnot, because at the time there wasn't really anyone talking about it. We had other shows, like I think was Ultrachin a thing? No, I think Ultrachin came afterwards. But we had other people that were creating like podcasts, like content around the FGC, but they were talking only about like, you know, Capcom stuff. And so we were like, well, you know, we're SNK guys, or at least people recognize us as such. So let's, you know, start a show. And then it actually used to be called Hellpockets and Giby because I misspelled friends.
Friends, I like it.
Yeah, they put the E before the I. But that was something that we consistently did. You know, actually, you guys are in our time slot right now. I'm going to need you to move, because it used to be Mondays at 7 p.m. Remember that? That was something that we did for years, just consistently. And we gathered a steady number of viewers, but we also were in a very unique situation, too, at the same time, where there were other channels that were bigger than us that were paying attention to what we were doing. And they're like, hey, we want you to do this show on our channel. So we moved, you know? I think at the end of it, we ended up on Team Spooky, and we did that for like maybe, how long? 2-3 years?
Yeah, like 2 to 4 years around there somewhere.
2 to 4 years like that. Yeah.
We were getting about 250 to 500 viewers per show.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
It was pretty good. And I don't know if anything like that can happen now, or like a podcast will get picked up by a bigger channel. But we went from that pretty much straight into Goons. And I think despite the numbers we got on Spooky, Goons has been more successful for us, you know, because we've actually got to keep everything we earn. We've gotten to totally, you know, control our own channel. We've gotten to run our own kind of events.
You get to take the risks you want versus
take all the risks we want. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Spooky was like holding anything, like he wasn't holding our necks in the water or anything like that. And he was definitely giving us what we deserved. But at the same time, it was like, once we started Goons, it was like, hey man, like we've been kind of doing things on our own for so long anyway. And we just like, that's kind of what we're good at here, you know?
Yeah.
And so Goons has just been a place for us to, I mean, at least now it's a place for us to really just kind of flex that muscle And even with that, we still utilize our own channels. Like Gibby, you stream on your own channel still. You were streaming Metroid Dread today.
Yeah,
right?
I was streaming Metroid Dread, eating some bread. It was great.
Eating some bread.
Dread and bread. Nice.
Yeah. I still. Actually, I don't use my channels anymore. I use my channels for Friday Frenzy stuff. Which what 10-0 runs, where they just have multiplayer games and they want everybody to stream their gameplay. So I have to use my old channel for it. And I'm surprised people are still like waiting for it to go live. Like there's people I haven't seen in years that don't come to Goons, but I go live and they pop in and they're like, "Hey man, long time no see."
That's badass.
The same thing on my channel. My channel got reset. I used to have a different Twitch channel, or it's been the same Twitch channel. They just renamed it, but apparently after they renamed it, it erased all my followers. But I still get some people who refollowed me like ages ago when I stopped streaming on the channel, and then they just randomly pop in and say what's up to me. I'm like, what? Why don't you watch the stuff I do on this channel? What channel is that? I've never heard of that. I'm like, wait.
I thought you died
follow
on
me
Super
on
Desperation Radio.
You follow me on Twitter. You follow me everywhere, and you don't know that Game Goons is a thing. All right, whatever, it's fine.
Godlike. Yeah, having that second thing. I remember when I changed my name from Flownix to Passionate, it took like a cool minute for people to be like, "Oh shit, wait, what?" And luckily I wasn't around for that long before I changed it, decided to series
Is
up.
that how you pronounce it? Phonics?
Yeah, Flownix. It was Phoenix,
Dude,
but I'll wow
I was
you.
struggling with that like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Phonix? Like what?
No, Flownix. Yeah, it was just the dad joke of Phoenix, but I'll wow you. And then I was like, Passionate just sits way better. I kept getting tired of when I would actually be trying to make a name for myself when I was playing Dragon Ball, and someone would go, "I'm not saying that, Phoenix," and it would like be actually demoralizing. So I was like, whatever. People will say Passionate, whatever. The funniest thing though is when they'll read Passion and they'll go, "Oh shit, I didn't even realize the Nate at the end." That's a joke.
Solid, man. I like it.
Man, so let me get this back here because I had a question I wanted to ask you guys too. With KOF being very niche, what do you think that as TOs and commentators that we can do to make it more appealing, like across the board? Like maybe it's like event space or just in general,
So for starters, stop saying this goddamn game is hard.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't help. That's always hurt the game. Stop treating other games like our game is better. I'm not saying you do this, Nate, but just in general, it's what the King of Fighters community does. It's what every community does with their game versus others. KOF has since 13 has a history of looking down on Street Fighter players. They trash him. "Oh, you play Street Fighter. Shout High plays Street Fighter. Look at him. He's better than most of your dumb things like that." That doesn't help. Actually, be welcoming. Don't be fake. Don't try to gatekeep people. Gatekeeping's been a big issue for years in the FGC. It's never going to go away, whether we like it or not. It's just going to be there. But just don't be one of those people that do it and call people out that gatekeep. Make them feel like garbage. Like
it doesn't help anybody.
Events, just support your locals. Like you can go to major school, but if your locals are thriving, even if it's an online local, like just keep at it. It's something. Don't be like, "Oh, we only pulled in like 25 people at, I don't know, Frosty Faustings. Our game's dead." Don't be that person. Because when you have one person that does that, other people follow. Like, "Oh, these people stop coming." These people I can tell you from experience of running tournaments here in SoCal for decades, particularly in the past 10 years. You run a tournament here, people, when certain groups stop coming, or like one person brings 5 people, right? If they stop coming, that's it. Like other people stop showing too, because I just wanted to come here to play these people. It's hard. Stick to your locals. If you have a local, try not to compete with something else on the same night. Try to do a different night. Support each other. Don't let it be a one-way support. Don't support like one person's growth or one channel's growth while neglecting your own or not getting anything in return for it. It's got to be a group effort. It can't just be, "Oh, hey, why don't all of you guys support Scrubs of Southtown and we'll get big and we'll run events for you guys." It can't just be that. It has to be, okay, we'll hook you guys up too. You need help, we got you. Stuff like that.
And I think the KOF community is in a much better place, a much stronger position. I talk about this all the time, but I think the community is in a much more advantaged position than it has ever been in the past in regards to that. You know, back when 13 blew up big, we definitely had kind of a race to who was going to be the guy or the guys or the personality or the head TO, or basically like who was going to be the authority on the game. And it caused a lot of issues within the community because some people wanted to be cool with certain people, and for that reason they, you know, things got divided up, and in the end nothing really got done, you know. Evo still happened, all three of those evos still happened, and all of the work and sacrifice that people made trying to just, you know, get to the top of that mountain, it kind of for nothing. Straight up. Ruined some people's lives, in fact. 14 was a little better. I think, you know, a lot of the people who had went super hard in the 13 kind of just, you know, got real with themselves and just tried to put the pieces back together. And the people that were left were the ones who were serious competitors, serious, you know, or getting to be serious media people, content creators. And I mean, 14 actually had a pretty good lifespan, in my opinion. We didn't get past Evo 2017, but I felt like the game was healthy enough online that, you know, it kind of survived through that for a very long time. But in the process of doing that, I think people kind of got their shit together, because I see 15 coming out and people are, you know, starting podcasts, they're starting, you know, YouTube channels, they're putting content together, not necessarily their own sometimes, but, you know, they're actually out there trying to push the information to not only the community, but also to the people outside the community. And a lot of that meant that stupid stigma about like KOF is, you know, a siloed, you know, circle, and you must draw blood to enter it, is pretty much all but gone, you know. Yeah. I won't let that shit continue. Basically, if I hear that shit, I'm definitely shutting it down. And so I think, like, yeah, man, like we really got no choice but to succeed this time, because not only are we ready for this great game that, you know, is coming our way, but people from outside of our community on their own are already interested. And all we have to do is just say, hey, you know, if you need help with anything, I'm here for you. You know, if you don't need help with anything, let's play some matches. You don't want to play any matches? Well, if you're a big streamer, man, like, please fire it up, man. I'd love to watch. If I run into you online, I'm kicking your ass. That's all we got to do. And I think we're in a perfect position for that right now.
So far the KOF community has been great. Like, you know, when I just started during the tournaments, like I was just doing it for shit and giggles, you know, like it was just like, hey, why not just give it a spin, right? Like, just see how it turns out. Then, you know, like Rome's, you know, helps out with commentary. Marco Polo comes, like, hit up some people, say, hey, you know, got a homie throwing a tournament for a PC, and he's been, you know, getting, like, I guess my channel out there, and people started coming in and supporting the, you know, the tournament and stuff, and people started coming in and watching. And it's been great, you know, like, and then, like, so we also try to do a lot for like newcomers, because like you said, I don't like it when people push other people away and all that stuff. So that's why we did the beginner tournament, you know. So like when people want to play, they want to level up, try to put you at a spot where, like, hey, you're not gonna come to this tournament, you're not gonna get watched, because, you know, some people just want to find a place where they could play at someone a little bit above their level, or, you know, at their level, or maybe even just below their level, you know, like, so that we try to create a space where everyone could just come in, level up, and have fun at the same time.
Yeah, and 14, that was the first time I'd ever seen something like that for KOF. I mean, we've had ratio tournaments plenty of times, but never did I see anyone just start throwing an event series that was specifically aimed at people who were new to KOF. So that's probably the biggest indicator of community growth that I've seen since I joined this community.
It warms my heart to hear that. I'm really glad that, like, I came in after a quote unquote dark ages, I guess, of gatekeeping.
That's the funny thing about it. It wasn't really the dark ages. We kind of we were like real close to the top for like at least 2 years, and then
it's out of nowhere.
Well, also the top was the ceiling was a lot lower back then too. So I mean, they let Giby commentate Evo 2014.
Yeah, because I'm the best Evo commentator. Like, no one commentates King of Fighters better than me.
I was banned.
It's a fact.
I'm just gonna own it. I got banned in 2014 for saying.
I did not want to commentate that year.
I remember
so he had been working the entire weekend at the booth, 72 hours, and they're like, "Hey, you gotta do top 8."
You think that was insane,
more than
that? I was working from Monday till the following Monday on a total of 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So
I thought he
on
was
top of
gonna
that,
die.
I was extremely medicated on a ton of pills because I fractured my shin. I was very tired.
Yeah. Holy shit.
I'm surprised your back haven't gave out on you yet.
It has multiple times.
Oh, my bad.
I've got pills for that right here too. I got
Oh shit.
He wasn't joking about the old man joints. He had it.
Yeah, no, none of the stuff's a joke. Like when I say my body is busted, it's legitimately busted. Yeah, I did such a good job that year with King of Fighters 13 that they decided to never bring it back again because they knew that no one can one up the performance that I had that year. So I was like, no more KOF at Evo until the next game comes out. Sorry, everybody. I'm just that good.
Good. He was
Damn,
too
you had
good,
him.
man.
You had him
Too
shut it down.
He pulled the curtain back on KOF 13 because everybody thought it was like this magically wondrous game that had like just beautiful combos, and he's like, oh, he's just. You ever seen somebody just ruin the magic trick? He was doing that for like 2 hours.
In Vegas. That's why David Blaine and Chris Angel stay away from me.
God damn. Beautiful.
Is there anything else you guys want to ask? Because I gotta actually put my kid to bed soon.
Yeah. I was about to say I've got about like 5 to 10 minutes before I have to wrap up myself too. So I guess the last thing I wanted to ask is with the Goons coming back in full force, how you guys have been doing your Thursday community nights and stuff. What other plans do you guys have, if you can share, for coming up for 15, or what you guys are building up towards, or something like that? Something to little tease the fans, the guys at home came here to see you tonight.
I mean, I know Abe is like ready to go super hard and on UMFE. Like, I think he's about to stream that.
Tomorrow, in fact.
Tomorrow, yeah. And that's a big deal because he don't always stream stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't have. He and I don't have very much time these days, but we try to get in streams whenever we can. For KOF 98 FE, it's something that he got into more recently, like the past 2 years, I think it was. But he loves the game, and now that it's got rollback in it, he can actually play it with other people that aren't me, that aren't in SoCal. And even then, like we don't have we're only about 30-40 miles apart geographically. It's just our connection isn't great. So this update is gonna make it much different. Like having played it and played against Japan, if I can play against Japan right now with this new update better than I can play Abe in the current version we have, it's gonna be so good.
Oh hell yeah. We have that same problem with Sanchez when we have to play 14. He lives like 20 miles away from us, but like randomly it'll just be up and down. But like I can play people from Kentucky, no problem. Makes no sense.
Oh, weird.
It's weird like that,
yeah. The lottery
Beyond that, I mean, we've got the community thing going on, which I intend for that to run for until 15 shows up, and then we'll just start running 15 community nights.
Yeah, I love that you guys are doing that, by the way. It's been a highlight of my Thursday night, being able to drop in once in a while, be able to play, but definitely just chill and chat.
Thank you. Whenever you can drop in and play, because I'll be honest, the biggest fear I got is dude, what if this is the Thursday, nobody's showing up? What if I go live and no one?
I've had 1 or 2 after parties like that. Yeah.
Better be Thanksgiving.
I want to join, but man, I play World of Warcraft with my freaking lame ass friends, and by the time I'm done with the stupid ass raid, you guys are done. It's all right, later everyone. You guys boot everyone out the channel. It's oh fuck.
You have
get those lame ass friends of yours to play 14.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, bro.
Final
Come
Fantasy
on.
14, KOF 14.
Get all your lame ass friends into the Goon lobby on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or is it daylight time? I forget.
PDT. Wait, are we in PDT? Man, I hate that.
Right now we're in PDT. Right
yeah,
now.
we're PDT right now.
Bullshit. But anyway, come on out. But yeah, no, it's that's really my main project right now, because I do the 15 character reactions, and I don't even know how many more of those we got, and I put them up on YouTube, and now I'm doing this community lobby sessions on Thursdays, and I mean, really, I think that's the majority of what we need, because one of the things that wasn't happening before was there weren't a lot of KOF lobbies just being streamed by people who had either commentated it or were a big name in it, they were kind of moving on to other things, and myself included. I'm over here getting ready for multi-blood type Lumina, and I'm like, at the same time, like, dude, I kind of want to play 14, or I kind of want to play COD, or I kind of want to, just do anything else. And I realized, like, man, I could just dedicate one night to 14, just get it out of my system every week, because it's always there, man. I play other games, and I'm just kind of like, damn, I kind of wish this worked like it did in 14 right now, So
see the Nelson combos in your head at work.
Bro, don't even get me started. Like,
well, he can't talk about Nelson in other games because Nelson's never going to be in another game. All right.
I can't believe it, man. Like, I made a $50 bet with this dude a year ago saying Nelson's going to be in the game. It's not looking good, guys.
He's eating good, sir.
Oh, damn. He's going to get a round table pizza, man.
Oh, my God.
Damn. Well, Gabe, Gibby, if you got anything you wanted to say wrapping up?
Yeah, never call me Gabe again, please.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was getting up while I said it. I was like, I hope he didn't
I'm just
catch
messing.
it.
That's cool. It's cool. I know. It's happened multiple times.
My fault.
Yeah, you can follow us over at Game Goons, twitch.tv/Game Goons, twitter.com/Game Goons TV, also youtube.com/Game Goons TV. It's where we upload the majority of content that we have afterwards. We're going to have a lot of KOF stuff coming next couple of months, particularly with the rollback beta and 14. If there's a 15 beta, we're going to be on the 15 beta, as I'm sure you guys will be as well.
Yeah.
You can follow me on my personal channel where I play non-fighting games, just twitch.tv/Giby, Giby, because some people have no idea how to spell my name for some reason.
It's Gabe.
It's Gabriel. Gabriel Zimmerman. That's what it is. But yeah, I stream non-fighting games there, particularly retro games, and right now Metroid Dread, which I might stream after this sometime tonight. Oh, we'll see.
Well, hell yeah, Ben.
I mean, right now, just doing the Thursday night stuff. You can follow me on Twitter at Hellpockets. You can follow.
It's all down there, y'all.
Find us all down there. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/Game Goons TV, where pretty much any stream we do will be archived and most likely edited to fit the YouTube. I don't even know if it's an algorithm or what, but everybody makes like super cuts on YouTube now, so we're doing that. We're trying to hammer at that market. Other than that, I mean, I'm also that's really it. I'm keeping it simple. I've actually been through 3 different jobs in the last 2 years, so I'm kind of trying to focus on being stable in one of them, and I've just possibly gotten another job offer just 2 days ago.
Oh my
so
God!
I'm like, yeah,
busy.
I'm just weighing some options right now, and I'm trying to raise my kid right, but the stuff we put up is entertaining.
Yeah, no, I always have a good time when I tune into a Game Goon stream. And I think I've caught Gibby's once in the past. I don't remember exactly what he was playing, but I've dropped in. I think it was through I know what it was. Battle Spectrum hosted one day, and I was dropping in. I was like, who's this guy? And then I saw your face on Combo Breaker later that night while I was doing match study. I was like, wait, what the fuck? It's pretty cool. But anywho, y'all. Oh wait, sorry, I'm so sorry. I skipped over you, Fat Boy. Do you have anything you want to say before we bounce?
Oh yeah, I just want to say thank you, Goons, for dropping by and all that good stuff. I appreciate all the advice that you guys gave us, and all that good shit. I really appreciate it. Always there to support you guys, and can't wait for all the stuff that you're gonna show, and sometimes in the future in your channel.
Neither can I, man. Good. I wish I knew what it was.
You guys will figure something. It'll be good. Don't even worry about it.
You know what we're gonna show? It's gonna be non-stop Shermie content on Game Goons channel.
Non-stop Shermie content.
I swear to God, the moment he gets his hands on her, we're not gonna be able to get control of the channel for an entire week.
Telling you, non-stop Shermie content. All right.
Non-stop.
Oh, hell yeah.
Non-stop.
Non-stop.
I hope Gibby show us those man hands and those freaking Shermie tech when 15's out.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
Oh, dude. Have plenty of that.
Or however long my hands can hold up while I'm playing, it's gonna happen.
Gotta give him some bionic fingers, dude.
I'll bionic back, fingers, arm, everything.
Well, thank you everybody at home tonight for tuning in. This is Passionate and the rest of the Scrubs of Southtown and the Game Goons. We're going to be signing off right here. I wanted to thank you so much for coming in and watching the stream. It means a lot to me. Not doing an after party tonight. I got to cut it quick, but next week we'll be back and we'll have the after party. So we'll have the open lobby for Steam. So want to thank you guys once again so much. Pockets, Giby, Fat Boy, all of y'all. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see y'all later.
See y'all later.